Welcome to my first Cosmic Blast transmission. I've decided to put these together, I think on a weekly basis, but we'll see how that flows. My intention is to draw a card from the Cosmic Code guidance deck as an oracle for the collective, and then to share with you the background story of how the code itself landed. This one that I drew today is so packed with transmissions, initiations, activations, keys, and codes that I can almost not contain myself. For those of you that don't know the background story, I started receiving the codes approximately 3 months after my son transitioned into the higher realms. At the time, I was obviously grieving and seeking answers. So I went on a shamanic journey for myself to connect to Source, to make some sense of why and how he left. What happened in that shamanic journey is that I was ignited into bringing in the cosmic codes. Of course, it was incredibly exciting and enthralling and so wow for me because I didn't know anything about cosmic codes and very little about sacred geometry. So I simply trusted and followed my heart. What I learned about 2 years later is that Kyle is instrumental in bringing these codes to me. In fact, this is part of his mission in higher realms. He is the non-physical interface and I'm the physical interface, the body down here on earth, drawing them out. You will notice in the front of my guidance deck booklet, I have a dedication to him. So today I set the intention to draw the perfect card to share with you, and lo and behold, it is card number 37. I was astounded. We truly cannot make this up, as I so often say together with my other colleagues who do energy work. The code's name is "The Truth Will Always Be Victorious." The background to this code and how it originally landed is what is so phenomenal to me today. I was blown away. I received the code on the 14th of October, 2019. The name I heard was "The Truth Will Always Be Victorious," from and for Kyle. This is huge for me because it's as though I'm opening up the series of shares that I call the Cosmic Blast with the very code that anchored for me the truth of why my son exited this realm. We've used this code in numerous missions, and at the time that it landed, it was when we were preparing for a mission with the Dragon Hearts in the November of that year. Interesting, it landed on the birthday of a beloved dragon heart, whose name I will not mention here, but she knows who she is. At the time, I was guided to charge the code with crystals in preparation and support for that mission. So I will share with you which crystals I used for the grid and the energies they bring. The first one is a Fenster quartz. This is an excellent healing stone for sending light and healing for any energy work that requires a higher vibration. It is beneficial for multidimensional cellular memory healing. Next is aquamarine, a stone of courage and empowerment. It is believed to counteract the forces of darkness. It assists to release from old attachments. Aquamarine is a very useful stone in crystal healing grids as it assists and encourages service to humanity, which is of course what we were doing. I also used spectralite, which is known as the stone of transformation. It clears, balances, strengthens, and protects the aura. It emits a very powerful light energy from planetary sources and beings. Clear quartz is the supreme gift of Mother Earth. Even the smallest clear quartz is imbued with the properties of a master healer teacher. There are windows of light with many facets which show the myriad dimensions of life created from cosmic dust in an ever-expanding universe. I also used amethyst, which carries a high spiritual vibration of humility and devotion to the divine. It creates a resonant shield of spiritual light around the body and acts as a barrier against lower energies, psychic attack, geopathic stress, and unhealthy environments. And then there is tiger's eye, which I love. It's a very common crystal from the country I was born in, which is Rhodesia, now known as Zimbabwe. The tiger's eye combines earth energy with the energies of the sun to create a high vibrational state that is grounding and helps to draw spiritual energies to earth. What is so interesting, I can't give you too many details of the Dragon Heart mission, but it was connected to our solar body, to the sun. So amazing that I was guided to use this as well. Next, I felt drawn to use black onyx, which is a powerful protection stone. The mission required all these beautiful, powerful supports from the higher realms. Black onyx facilitates alignment with higher powers for guidance and strength. And then sodalite, which teaches the nature of oneself in relationship to the universe. It's like gazing into a star-filled sky and forgetting the darkness to be able to grasp the innumerable points of light. It makes us open to new ideas, to dreams and visions. Lastly, I used rose quartz. We're all familiar with rose quartz, I'm sure. One of the most beautiful heart healing crystals. It speaks directly to the heart chakra, dissolving emotional wounds, fears, and resentments. And as a healer for these internal wounds, rose quartz erases the primal imprints and reprograms the heart to accept the infinite source of love that comes from within the self. It brings the light of healing and the rebirth of hope and faith in the benevolence of the universe. Let's move on to the qualities of this beautiful code. The truth will always be victorious. The intuitive guidance phrase is trust and surrender. The co-creative energies, which I draw from the numerical value of the code, in other words, taking the date and timestamp and reducing that to a single digit. This particular encoded date is 8, again very significant for me as it speaks of Lyran energy, and also for Kyle, who has been identified as a Lyran ambassador in the handover of the grids from the dragons to the gold-winged lions. 8 is about balance and power. The key words are ambition, authority, and discipline. The intuitive phrase is karmic equalizer. Then we go to the Gematria of the name, which is 209 reduced to a 2. The phrase for that is the all-knowing, with keywords peacemaker, diplomatic, unassuming, and the phrase is flexible resilience. I also look at the Mayan Tzolkin Kin for the day that the code landed. In this case, it is Kin 94, White Electric Wizard, which speaks volumes to me. I equate wizard or magician in the Tzolkin to the Christ energy. The key words are evolve, in service, and target, guided by creativity. Lastly, we look at the alchemical energy. For this code, it is sodium, which speaks of abundance. Just a little more about the significance of this code landing at the time it did. So it was given to me in preparation and in support of the mission that we did. And I'll never forget the day that we performed this mission. It was so beautifully and perfectly timed and executed. It was an 11/11 mission, and there was this great sense of anticipation amongst all of us. At the time, I was living in a lovely little cottage in Johannesburg, and I had a beautiful portal in the garden where I would go and do my sacred service. My wonderful fur baby companion, the exquisite Kasha, a black standard French poodle who was more human than she was dog, would sit outside the perimeter of the portal and face outward as if she was on guard. So lovely and supportive. On that day, it was really scorching hot, and the only hat that I could find to shield me from the strong sunlight happened to be that of my beloved son, Kyle, his big black felt hat. So I was wearing that, connecting in with him, with the code that had landed for and from him, with the others in our team that were doing the work, and just feeling the collective love and pure intention for us to bring our gifts into the world. An aspect of the mission which I was guided to was to call in the royal lyrans, or the gold-winged lions, who had offered to be in service. This is an unfolding of grid work which is currently underway and started around the time this code landed, maybe a year before. It's a wonderful co-creation of amazing dragons of light, gold-winged lions, other cosmic beings, and those who are incarnated in body at this present time, as we started the process of transferring the templates of the earth. I saw dragons passing to the lions, the scepters symbolizing the changing of the guard. Well, there we go. That's it for this particular code. I certainly didn't expect it to be such a packed transmission. I'm sure you will agree that it is a most fitting code for this first cosmic blast. I hope, trust, and believe that this will inspire you. Trust your inner compass to receive whatever is in this transmission and meant for your highest good. If you would like to reach out with any questions, if you're interested in learning more about my beautiful Cosmic Codes guidance deck, I am taking pre-orders for the second edition, or if you wish to work with me, co-creating using codes and grids, please do be in touch through a direct message, which you can find in my various channels. Till next time, keep shining.